Hello there, Adam Bazalgette, founder of SW Golf Academy. Today's subject, how to hit more consistent golf shots. It's a really important topic. Obviously, we all want that. Going to have an interesting look here, I think an interesting look. If your patterns in your swing aren't fairly sound, and if your swing isn't reasonably simple, it is going to be difficult to repeat. And when it's difficult to repeat, when it requires a lot of timing, you're not going to likely hit very consistent golf shots. So we're going to have a look at that subject. I'm going to show you some different swings, how to look at them. I'm going to show you how to get coaching, what to look for in your coach, because without a little bit of coaching and feedback, you're probably not going to get a great swing. Give you a big red flag towards the end of the video as well, something you don't want from your coach. Very briefly, if you're new to the channel, maybe you've watched the videos before, but you've never subscribed, I'd love it if you'd go ahead and do that. Want to keep bringing you free content? Also hit the little subscribe button there. You'll be notified every time a new video is coming your way. Thanks. Well, as we just touched on, consistency is generally related to simplicity. Anything that's simple, less moving parts, is always easier to repeat. Now, there have been a few great golfers for sure that had some complex swings with a few funky moves. World-class talent, a lifetime of practice will help overcome that. Brief look here at a typical top-notch pro swing, comparing it with an amateur swing. Then we're going to get out and show you some interesting things as to the order you need to try to get this simplicity in. On the left is a student that came here to the Learning Center. I've chosen him because got a lot of movement, but he can hit the ball. He gets into a good position when the time comes. So posture not the greatest there. Then there's suddenly a big change in body angles. Not much wrist cock, a little bit of lift, face a bit shut. Coming down too steep at that point because of the backswing. Now the body angles rearrange a little bit more, but hey, getting into a pretty good impact position there. Adam Scott, simple and sound as could be. But really, when you say, at the end of the day is about a tenth of a second from hitting the ball, maybe less, that is a pretty similar delivery position. This golfer on the left here is strong too, can move and compress the ball, as of course can Adam. But there's no way with all those movements and unnecessary things going on, and compensations, I should say, that player on the left is going to be out on the golf course with gaps between shots, not going to be as consistent as Adam is. Look how simple that is. Your mind likes efficiency. Everyday movements you do in life are efficient and simple. So you're working towards something that's more natural and simple if you're working on the right things. Okay, let's really start to flesh this out. Whether you're self-coaching or you have a coach or you're looking for a coach, there's certain sorts of things, there's certain systems of thought and an order of things that you need to follow if you're really going to see any progress. So let's get into it briefly here. I'm going to show you a student I've been working with lately, some of the changes that you'll see in that golf swing. Then we'll flesh this thing out a bit. Big red flag, I'll show you what you don't want from your coach towards the end of the video. Here's a lady I've been working with here in Naples. This is the original swing on the left. It's about a month later on the right. Now, what would be obvious to note was that the swing's too long there, or very long, let's say, and it's now become much shorter. And one of the things we'll notice, let's change angles. The new one, I should say, is on the right. The old one's on the left. When the swing gets excessively long, this isn't always the case, but it is often the case, the downswing will tend to be a bit steep. That is too steep with the club. I mean, this club's by the top of the ponytail there. That one's, way on a better position. And for this lady, like any other golfer, when the club's too steep, she's got to find some space, so she raises, and now she's able to stay in the shot a lot better. Well, what was the order we went at it in? We had to have an order. So here's what it was. I thought her old grip, you couldn't see it here on TV in detail, but was too much in the palm, did not let the wrist cock enough. So as many people do, the subconscious remedy is just to kind of keep swinging and overswing, and eventually momentum cocks the wrist, but usually with it, the structure of the arms comes apart. The new grip allowed us to work on creating a nice wrist cock, and as the wrist got more mobile, let's go to the down the line view, we were then able to work on the next thing, which was once the wrists are mobile, is keep the forearms and elbows firmer. They don't need to tuck into the body, but they have to be more squeezed together there. And that really helped shorten that backswing. Once the backswing was shorter, then we were able to pretty easily get on a good plane and so forth. The point being, there's a system in the thinking. It's working on things in order. Okay, 3 things you need if you're going to really see changes in your patterns, lasting improvement in your golf game. You need these from your coach, and of course one thing at the end we want to avoid, even if you're self-coaching, look for these things. You have to have quality diagnosis. You have to know cause and effect so you know what the cause is and what to start working on. If you're working on something that's an effect of another problem, you're never going to see any real progress. So your coach needs to be able to sell you on the fact, hey, don't worry about that and that. This is where the problem stems. I worked for David Leadbetter for a long time, been around him a great deal. Fantastic at it. He'd look at a complex swing and say, there's your root cause problem right there. Because of that, this happens, etc., etc. Helps that student make progress because they're working on the right things. That's number 1. Number 2, and this is a principle I suppose in a lot of things, never accept subjective feedback when concrete feedback is available. I'm telling you, when you're trying to learn a motor program, don't just let someone make a comment on it and whatever comes into your mind because of that comment you think is solid feedback. When a video camera is available, and they readily are, launch monitors, those sorts of things, get some feedback. You don't need to be crippled by video and video every shot. You have to see the reality of it though. I'm telling you, it will help you so much more than just someone standing there saying stuff to you. Finally, you need a coach who will encourage you and keep you on track. One of the biggest challenges to me in teaching, I do this every day, have for decades, is saying to the person, hey, hang in there. You haven't gotten it quite yet. Give this thing a chance to settle in. Give your subconscious a chance to sort this out. Hang in there, encourage you. And of course, when necessary, that coach should be able to say, okay, let's put that to the side a bit. We're ready to move on to this sort of a thing. So important. So what's the thing you want to avoid? Well, have you ever had a golf lesson or had a friend watching you hit balls and you start to notice after a while, hey, every time I make really solid contact, that 1 out of 5 or 6 shots that's just terrific, right away I'm getting affirmation. There it is, that's it, you're getting it. Conversely, every time I miss-hit the shot right in there, there's a criticism, here's why that happened. That's bad coaching. Don't do that. I've given plenty of that kind of bad coaching and it hasn't helped anybody. I'm telling you, it's not the reality. All it does is disguise what's going on. You could make the same swing 5 times in a row and get all kinds of different results. You will in fact do that. You want someone, even if it's a great shot, says, hey, that's fine, I think nice shot, we still need to get the club more here, or conversely, hey, I know that wasn't a good result, but check the video out. You're more where we want you to get. Hang in there with it. If you go about these things intelligently, if you go about your golf swing intelligently, you have fun doing it, you are going to be a better player. Please hit the thumbs up button if you liked it. Hope this is helpful to you in hitting more consistent golf shots.